Hello, young physicists, and welcome to a quick math lesson. I just wanted to go over how to solve for variables in an equation. So, for today's lesson, we're going to be taking a look at this equation up here. You guys will be seeing this equation probably about a month from now. This is dealing with one-directional motion. And so, we have the equation x final, that little mini f, that's a subscript. That's just to differentiate between x final and x initial, means final position and initial position. We'll talk about that later. All we need to know is it's a variable, plus v initial t plus 1/2 at squared. So first exercise, we are going to solve for v initial, okay? We want to rearrange this equation so that v initial is on its own. Whenever I say solve for a variable a, you want to rearrange the equation so that the only variable on one side of that equation is a, okay? So if v initial is the only variable we want on one side, we're going to have to get rid of all this other stuff, right? So we need to decide what order we are going to eliminate things in. And we're going to use a little method where we are going to start with what I call terms, okay? Then we are going to do, it's called outside inside, but for this one we don't have any outside inside. That has to do with parentheses, okay? So outside and inside will be kind of grouped in the same step. Outside and inside are only different from each other if we have parentheses, and you guys will see how that works. So first thing we're going to do is terms. We need to decide what our terms are. So a term is anything that is separated by a plus sign, a minus sign, or an equal sign. So as you can see here, if we start on this end of the equation over by x final and go from left to right, we see an equal sign here, we see a plus sign here, and another plus sign here. Didn't see any minus signs. If we draw little lines like that, we are basically isolating all our terms here. This is the first term, okay? And we got the second term, the third term, and the fourth term. We want all the terms that don't contain our desired variable over to the other side. So on this side of the equation, we have x initial as the first term, v initial t is the second term, and 1/2 at squared is the third term. We want to get this one on the other side and this one on the other side. So we're going to do that either through addition or subtraction. Because these are both positive, we're going to use subtraction. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to subtract x initial from both sides. And so we're going to have x final minus x initial is equal to v initial t plus 1/2 at squared. Okay, so we've eliminated the first term from this side by subtracting it. We subtracted x initial from both sides here. Okay, now we're here. We also got to get rid of this term. So we're also going to subtract 1/2 at squared from both sides of the equation. Okay, so once we do that, our equation is going to look like this. We're going to have x final minus x initial minus 1/2 at squared, okay, is equal to v initial times t. Okay, so now we're almost done here. We almost have v initial on its own. We just have that pesky little t. But if we want to eliminate t from that side of the equation, now we're moving here to our outer and inner, which is the same because there are no parentheses. We'll show an example with parentheses soon. Now that we've moved on to this step, all we have to do is undo this t. And since it's multiplied by v initial, all we have to do is divide by t. So we're going to divide this side of the equation by t, and we're going to divide this whole side of the equation by t. Our final answer here is going to be v initial is equal to, I'm going to do a big old parentheses up here, x final minus x initial minus 1/2 a t squared, all divided by t. Okay. If you wanted to, well, you technically don't need these parentheses here. I just put them for the heck of it. But you want to, you could also write it like this. X final divided by t. We're going to divide each term by t, basically. Minus x initial divided by t minus 1/2 at. So if you did it like that, that's fine too. Either of these answers are perfectly correct, and I'm going to box my answer because I'm done. So that is how we solve for the initial. All right. Let's go ahead and do one more example. Let's do solving for A. We're actually not going to involve parentheses yet here. So just really worry about the terms first and then the multiplication division second, right? Addition, then multiplication. Addition/subtraction, then multiplication/division, I should say. All right. So now we want to solve for A. So we're going to be starting with our equation up here. I'm going to do it in green now. So we have A here. So we want to isolate this term, right? So we need to get rid of this term and this term. So I'm going to do this a little faster. We're going to do exactly what we did last time, right? We're going to have x final, and we're going to subtract x initial from both sides of the equation here. And we're going to now subtract this term from both sides of the equation. So we're going to get x final minus x initial minus the initial t is equal to 1/2 at squared. Okay? So now we have 1/2 at squared as the only term on this side of the equation. We're looking good shape. So next up, we have to handle this 1/2 that's multiplied by the a and this t squared that's multiplied by the a. Let's start with the 1/2 first. Since it's multiplied by 1/2, we can divide by 1/2 to undo it. Or we can multiply by 2, right? 2 times 1/2 is going to be 1. So that is going to get rid of the 1/2. So let's multiply both sides of the equation by 2. And we're going to get 2 times x final. Remember, you have to multiply 2 by every term. You're multiplying the entire side of the equation by 2. You can't just do 2x final and then minus x initial minus v initial t. You have to do 2 times this whole thing is equal to a t squared. We've gotten rid of the 1/2. So now we have a t squared multiplied by the a, and to get rid of that, it's just simple. We're going to divide both sides of the equation by t squared. Don't be thrown off by the squared there. You can still divide, okay? And so we're going to get, this is going to give us a final answer, which I'm going to do in blue. I know my color organization isn't great. We're going to work on it. So we get a final answer of a is equal to 2 times x final minus x initial minus v initial t, all in parentheses. So it's 2 times all that, all divided by t squared. All right, and that is our final answer. So I hope that was helpful. In general, when we were solving for a variable in an equation, which we're going to be doing a lot in physics, we're going to start with the terms. Right? We're going to do our little dotted lines for our plus signs, minus signs, and equal signs to figure out our terms. We're going to get rid of all the terms except the one we want, and then we're going to get rid of all the other stuff, any of the multiplication and division that we need to handle. Those are 2 steps, really. So terms, then multiplication, division. All right. All right, that's all for today. Go ahead and check out some of the other videos if you need some help with other aspects of math, and having fun making these, so we'll see how they go. All right.